Before we get into your reading, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has liked and commented on the videos, as well as subscribed and donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all of my contact information, including my email and social media links, as well as links to my music and podcast in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do we have for Scorpio, please? Nine of Wands, Sag energy, at the foundation. Scorpio, you're in this very resilient energy. Your determination has elevated you into a new timeline, a timeline that many individuals never, ever expected you would be able to even reach. But you did it, Scorpios. I feel that this is very much the energy you're in now. You ran these cycles year after year, decade after decade. The same patterns playing out over and over and over. Family dynamics, romantic relationships, jobs. There was always a similar pattern to everything that was taking place in your life because the divine was trying to wake you up to what was taking place. But there is an energy here that's available to you, Scorpios, now. An energy of being able to move on and leave this all behind. This has been very hard for a lot of you to do. You've dealt with a lot of resistance, a lot of isolation. No one has helped you get here. You've done this on your own. That in and of itself was the illumination around individuals in your life. You guys had to fight tooth and nail to get to where you are now, and no one helped you get there. And though it was always supposed to be this way, there is an energy of shock. How could this person not help you? How could that person be so cruel? How could you have not have seen the truth about this individual you dated? See, Scorpios have illusions, smoke and mirrors cast out over them from a very young age. Typically, it's the family that does this. Causes them to go through life with rose-colored glasses on, seeing things through a filter of untruth. Most Scorpios who haven't awoken to themselves yet don't even see themselves for who they really are. See, the Scorpio energy is very threatening. Nobody ever wants to see a Scorpio step into their power because there's just too much illumination around the individuals around them who didn't support them. Hopefully, this is something that collectively we can change moving forward so younger Scorpios that can come up can be supported. This is really how it should be. Evolution, right? But unfortunately, we're coming from these dark ages where evolution just wasn't considered. It just didn't matter to a lot of our parents, people in our family. They just didn't think about who was to follow behind them and what kind of karma they might be left with. This is you understanding karma from a whole different perspective now, Scorpios. You understand that it's very important for you to lay out a clear path for all those who follow behind you. This is evolution. This is how you build generations, Scorpio. A lot of you have aligned with the meaning of building these legacies, which has caused you to have to break away from everything you've known, your families, your friends, because they just don't understand. What do we have at the sacral? Wow. Scorpio, that's your energy showing up at the sacral. Death is the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is transformation, rebirth. Here you are, realizing you can't build with these individuals, that you need to carve out your own path. And then here you are, path carved out, trampling over everything that stands in your way, understanding that it's up to you to clear the path for the future generations. You're understanding what evolution truly is. A lot of you have been left with negative karma that you have to transmute, that your families put on your shoulders. They simply did not care. I know this energy very well. I've had to break many, many generational curses in my family within this past few years. It's the entire reason why I'm even sitting here now with all of you, because I've done it. I had to go through a war. I had to leave everybody behind. Not a single person in my family remains. All of them turned their back on me. They didn't understand what I was doing. They still don't understand. They just don't get it. They're self-serving, they're selfish. All they care about are their own selfish needs and material possessions that keep them tapped in to the matrix. These individuals chose another path from the Scorpio collective. But Scorpios being the 8th house of transformation, it is your responsibility, Scorpios. This is what being a high vibrational Scorpio is all about. Being an aligned Scorpio who's awakened understands that they must break these curses. They must plant a new family tree. It's literally up to you and you alone, Scorpios, to pull this off. But you are the best zodiac sign for the job. A lot of you are heading towards your passions, birthing creative things out into the collective, not allowing people to manipulate you, make you feel isolated, make you feel like you're not worth of anything, that all your expectations are unrealistic. You see now that these are all just illusions. You're coming online, Scorpio. You're aligning. You're releasing all of these karmic cords of attachment from you. See, this person's kind of shocked, like, I can't believe it. Mom, did horns just grow out of your head? Dad, do you have a devil's tongue? What the hell? It's like you're seeing people for who they truly are now. You're seeing their devilish nature. They can't hide it from you anymore. What do we have at the solar plexus? What do we have at the solar plexus? 4 of Swords, Libra energy at the solar plexus. Most of you aren't even the same person that you used to be. The old version of you is gone. Phoenix rising from the ashes. You've risen out of the ashes of the past. This took everything for you to do. A lot of you had to lose everything. All your material possessions, your friends, everything, to be able to enter into this timeline. And again, I know this energy. I've spoken to you guys about it before. I had to leave everything behind to be here. A lot of you are getting clear visions around this as well. I got clear visions, and I followed them because I didn't have a choice. I had no other way to go. God put me in a position to where I had no other way to go other than to listen to his guidance. I was to be an example. A lot of you are going to find yourself in the same situations, however this shows up in your life, where you have nowhere else to turn but to listen to your higher guidance to get you out of whatever mess you're in. But Scorpios, I can tell you from experience, I promise you, you'll be blown away once you cross over that threshold, having listened to this higher guidance the entire way. It's the only way to go. See, the Matrix doesn't want you to follow your inner compass, your intuitive guidance from the divine. It's too threatening. There's too much at stake. They'll do everything to stop you. If the illusions dissipate and you manage to escape these family dynamics that the Matrix has placed you inside of, they'll come after you in many other different ways. But as long as you follow that inner guidance and don't allow these distractions, Scorpio, to dictate your moves, you won't lose. You'll always come out on top. Always. What do we have at the heart, please? 3 of Cups, Cancer energy at the heart. Scorpio, this is the energy of a conclusion. It's a victory. A lot of you are about to move into a season of your life where there's going to be great, unexpected advancement. This energy that you're leaving behind is a form of demonic possession. These illusions they cast out before you, that in and of itself, make no mistake, is demonic possession. But you, Scorpios, being the 8th house of transformation, are transmuting this perfectly and turning it into all of your blessings. A lot of you are spiritualists. A lot of you have the gift of prophecy. Some of you may not even know this. I highly encourage you to start nurturing these gifts. Scorpios are very spiritual, very, very powerful individuals. All of you have these energies at your disposal once you align with particular vibrations. The higher you go, the more work you do on yourself, the more you release, the more you have access to, Scorpios. Just know that if you're doing this work here, you are surrounded by a team of angels and spirit guides. They are always with you, Scorpio, but they can't do much for you in your life until you recognize your own power, because free will. Once you recognize your own power and you ask for this guidance, this divine assistance, they'll be there. They want to be there. You have to understand that there's not a lot of people in this world, Scorpios, that align with this higher vibrational energy. So it's the divine's pleasure to be there for you. The divine is waiting on you, Scorpios, waiting on you to recognize how powerful you truly are. A lot of you have been given artistic talents, whether it be writing, poetry, speakers, musicians. All of you have something. I have yet to come across a Scorpio that doesn't have some talent. Some of you, these talents are still hidden. But the more work you do on yourself, the more it will start to surface. Typically speaking, a lot of your talents have to do with struggles you've been through in your life. Things you can speak about, write about, things to help empower other individuals in their lives. You just have to open yourself up to this change, Scorpios, and all of this will become available to you. But the most important thing, Scorpios, is to break the illusion that these individuals want you to live in. They essentially want you living under their thumb, under their guidance, under their rule. Don't give anybody this power, Scorpios. It's time to take the power back. However this shows up in your life. What do we have at the throat? Wow. Six of Cups, Scorpio energy, Lord of Pleasure. This goes along perfectly with what I've already been saying in the reading. Six of Cups is an energy of happiness, success. It's an energy of enjoyment. There's a lot of gain here that's waiting for you, Scorpios. But this is all made available because you have a depth of understanding how energy works. You see, these individuals want you living in the past. They want you to think that your expectations for yourself are unrealistic. They want you stuck in the illusions. It's like an energy of, hey, remember when? Remember when we did this? Always living in the past. I know that a lot of you have people around you like that right now. People aren't forward-focused, not thinking about building for the future, nothing like this. Pay attention to these individuals. These are very toxic people who are a terrible influence on you. It's very important that you start to remove these individuals from your auric field, or better yet, remove yourself from the environments where these people exist. You won't get anywhere with these individuals in your life, Scorpios. And again, I know this from experience. I had zero growth in my life until I cut every single person out of my life, because every single one of them was in on the plan to keep me stuck in an illusion. And then as soon as I cut these individuals off, it was instantaneous. I mean, it felt like overnight, but it was over the course of a few months. It went from 0 to 100. My whole life shifted. And it was all because these individuals kept me stuck, wasting my time. It's all about your time. How is your time being spent, Scorpios? Is your time wasted by other individuals and their chaos, their drama, or is your time spent working on your purpose, bettering yourself, and building for the future? Start to take stock of where all of your time is going, and I mean every last minute of each day, Scorpio, should be going into you, your future, your purpose, and building for the future generations. This is how you align with this divine energy, and this is what gives you access to the divine knowledge, the divine abundance. and the gift of prophecy. And again, I speak from experience. I'm not just pushing air, Scorpio. What do we have at the third eye? And that Six of Cups, yellow, right? Solar plexus energy, stealing your energy. What do we have at the third eye? Four of Pentacles, Lord of earthly power. Capricorn energy. Unbelievable. This is the energy these individuals had you trapped in, or have you trapped in, Scorpios, however it shows up for you, depending on where you are on the timeline. This is an energy of a poverty mindset. Okay, this is what I had to overcome. Poverty mindset will seep into every single area of your life. You won't even see it. It's like a filter over the way you view yourself, you view life, you view opportunities, situations, you view your talents, you view your relationships. Everything is colored with the energy of poverty. I had to break this. Once I realized that I was under this cloud of poverty mindset that my family placed me underneath on purpose. They did it on purpose. They knew exactly what they were doing. Once I saw it and I started to cut everybody out, then it started to dissipate. But this is something that takes a very long time to completely rid yourself of. It's so disgusting. It's so infectious. It just spreads like a cancer, Scorpios. And a lot of the Scorpio collective has had to deal with this. The energy of lack. It's a very vulnerable energy. A lot of you have dealt with financial difficulties all of your life. A lot of you had financial difficulties before you even left home. You know me? Personally, I was in debt before I even moved out when I was 16. I was in debt to my family. And the thing is about this, Scorpio, you don't see how toxic this influence is in your life until you start to get older. You look back and you're like, oh my God, what was up with my family? But Scorpio, it had to happen like this because, again, you're the one to break this. You won't allow your children to go through this. And if a lot of you already have kids, it's just an energy of influence. It's moving forward, re-influencing the individuals around you that you care about, understanding that the Scorpio collective came from these dynamics that were always intended to stop you from transforming. You see, Scorpio in its highest vibration is the phoenix rising from the ashes. You are the energy of rebirth, transformation. So you go through a lifetime of individuals wanting you in the opposite polarity of this energy, okay? Every zodiac sign has their highest potential, and every zodiac sign goes through a lifetime where individuals want to keep them in their lowest vibration, their lowest potential. So for Scorpios, again, it's an energy of being stuck, no growth, stuck under the cloud of poverty. These are very greedy individuals who didn't want to see you build some sort of long-term security for yourself. And Scorpio, I don't have a real good answer as to why people feel the need to do this other than they have some sort of demonic possession. As knowledgeable as I am of energy, the tarot, and karmic cycles and patterns, I will never understand how anybody can be so wicked and feel the need to keep somebody from living in their highest vibration and happiness. I will never understand that, Scorpio. But all you can do is feel sorry for those individuals because somewhere along their journey, they lost their way. They took some sort of deal. They decided that it was all too much work. But the thing is, Scorpio, that's actually an illusion because these individuals will be working overtime for the rest of their lives and never be able to step into the energy that you're going to step into and encompass in a relatively short period of time. This transformation, this phoenix rising from the ashes, is not an energy that takes a long time. The transformation typically happens once you have illumination, you start to wake up, you start to do the shadow work, anywhere from a year to a couple of years, and you're transformed. You just have to accept the truth around the individuals in your life. Don't resist. Allow the divine to guide you, and you will step into this new timeline much sooner than you could ever possibly imagine. What do we have at the crown? Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy at the crown. Lord of material success. This goes along perfectly with what I'm saying, Scorpios. Here you are, carving out a whole new path for yourself and those who follow behind you. Setting out a good example of how to build generations. This is an energy of giving and receiving. It's an energy of you having access to this abundance, sharing your wealth. It's an energy of prosperity, giving generously to all those who need a helping hand. This is the energy you're being aligned with, because you're the right person for the job, Scorpios. You know how to do it. And for those of you who don't plan on having kids, it's just an energy of you building communities with friends, people that you build a new tribe with. It's just an overall energy of influence, influencing other people who are going to go out and carve out paths for their family. This reading right here is a guidebook on a life well lived. This is how it's done, Scorpios. Anybody who can't align with this and support this journey cannot go any further with you on the journey, because they subscribe to something else. There is no substitute for evolution, Scorpio. What do we have? The foundation from the Occult Tarot, please. Let's see what demons are trying to keep my Scorpio's root chakra blocked. Oh, Beelzebub. The moon. One of the 7 high princes of hell. Makes manifest the apparitions of demons. Sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices, Scorpio. Goes along perfectly with what I'm saying. This is this energy that they cast upon you to keep you stuck inside the illusion, not wanting you to trust your intuition. It's an energy of deception. But this programming was very deep, because they program you in a way where it actually shows up as you deceiving yourself. Like you're self-sabotaging, but you're self-sabotaging based off of seeds they planted into your subconscious, quite possibly when you were too young to even understand. What do we have at the sacral, please? 8 of Swords, Folklore, Gemini energy. Again, goes along perfectly with what I'm saying. This is an energy of restrictions. It's an energy of imprisonment, an energy that's completely powerless, lacking direction. It's an energy of limited beliefs. But like I said, it shows up in a way where it's you deceiving yourself. So as you get older, you start to realize it's self-imposed and that it's up to you to break this programming. 8 of Swords at the sacral. What do we have at the solar plexus? The Fool. Camille. This is an energy of resistance. Very careless, apathetic energy. These are these individuals, Scorpio. Tiptoeing around, hands behind their back, wondering if you're ever going to notice the sabotage that they've brought into your life, right? This person could look like that. Can't tell if they're male or female. I mean, who knows, right? This person might wear tights a lot of the time. Might have a low-hanging belly. I don't know. Beard, male or female. Very sneaky character. This is this individual, this family member, this friend, this coworker, whoever this is. It's a spirit that's assigned to Scorpios to keep them inside the matrix. What do we have at the heart? Wow. Furcus, Virgo energy, Hermit, streetwise. This is the Hermit in reverse. This is somebody who's going the opposite way from their purpose. And see, the divine's trying to alert you. So you could be a female and you're growing a beard, right? God walks into divine headquarters. Ask one of the angels if you've woken up yet to your purpose. If you're still going the opposite way. If you're still inside the illusion. The angel's like, yes, God, can't wake up Scorpio. God's like, okay, give her a beard. That should work. If it's a male, give him some breasts, something to alert him to the fact that he's going the wrong way. That's what I always get from this card, right? It's somebody who's going the wrong way from their purpose. And something feels off. Something doesn't seem right. And I know this energy because when I was going the wrong way for my purpose, man, I used to look in the mirror at myself and I just didn't even recognize myself anymore. The tone of my voice sounded different. The way I acted sounded different. And I realized it's because I wasn't where I was supposed to be. See, I always talk about when you're in this allocated position that the divine has reserved for you, which is where you function inside of your purpose, and you have access to all these blessings, this prophetic knowledge, this kind of energy, how everything just comes with ease, right? But when you're not in that allocated position, of course, there's going to be side effects of that, right? That's what I get from this card, okay? So think about how that shows up in your life, Scorpios. Have you been looking in the mirror at yourself and just don't recognize yourself anymore? You don't know why things are feeling off? It's because you're not where you're supposed to be. And I know that's a big idea, but just spend some time to think about that, and it will make sense to you once you start to really align with your purpose. This is the energy you will be stepping into, Scorpios, if you haven't already. Daniel, King of Wands, from the Angel Tarot. Aries, Leo, Sag energy, eloquence. This is a leader, a born leader. This is also the energy of an entrepreneur, somebody who has a vision for their life, right? Building generations. This is an energy of honor. This is an energy of power. This is the energy you have waiting for you, Scorpios. What do we have at the throat, please? Four of Cups, Cancer energy, Melahel. The god deflecting evil, healing capacity, protection from weapons, safety in travel. This is a whole new direction you're taking in your life, Scorpios. A whole new outlook. A lot of you Scorpios are longing for change, and the change is here. You just have to reach out and take it. There is a new path opening up for you, but you must take the necessary steps to empower yourself, to have access to this energy. What do we have at the third eye? Wow. Unbelievable. I'm so glad we got two because it is Scorpio season. Death. Phoenix rising from the ashes energy twice in this spread. Mamiya, God, the end of the universe, endings and rebirth, influences health and longevity. This is you letting go of unnecessary and outmoded influences, Scorpio. Breaking down the ego. Surrendering to something much bigger. No longer fearing change. Finally engaging in your life. After a time of being stuck and not engaging in your life. This is a complete transformation, a complete rebirth for you Scorpios. This is a full-on Phoenix rising from the ashes energy for you. Big changes inside the Scorpio collective. In fact, I would go as far as saying that after this Scorpio season, a lot of you are just not even going to recognize your lives anymore. And a lot of you are going to start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It all really depends on what part of the journey you're on. You know, for me, I'll give you a little bit of my own personal life of where I'm at right now. So I've had my channel for almost 2 years now. And before I launched my channel, I wound up homeless in the middle of the pandemic. I lost my business, my work truck. And I didn't want to live where I was anymore because I was surrounded by very karmic individuals who did a lot of drugs, who were very toxic. And so I decided that I would be happier living alone, floating. Because of the pandemic, it was very difficult for me to find homing. I was met with a lot of obstacles, which is why I ended up homeless, living out of my car for several weeks with my dog before I found a place to live. By no fault of my own, but this was all a part of my fool's journey that I had to take. Stepping out on faith, following divine guidance. During that pandemic, the messages were so strong You must leave the environment you're in. And I'm thinking, like, how am I going to do this? I just lost my business. There's no work anywhere. What am I going to do? And God just kept telling me, we're going to work this out. Just trust me. I've got a big plan for you. And I kept seeing visions of all of this now. And I made it. Every day, there's not a day that goes by that I don't feel like I'm living inside of a dream. It feels crazy that I even made it. But God used me as an example, Scorpios. So I can speak about what I've been through, and quite possibly all of you out there who may be going through similar, have some hope that you can hold close to you. The words I am telling you right now, I promise you, Scorpios, just follow that higher guidance. You're going to make it through. But where I'm at right now, Scorpios, when I went through that, I kept saying to myself, if I make it through this, I'm going to buy myself some land. And I'm going to build a home, and I'm never, ever going to find myself in a situation like that. And anybody who follows behind me, whether it be a friend or my children, which I don't have yet, if anybody is ever faced with a difficult situation like that, I will be there to lend them a helping hand. And now, Scorpios, I'm here. I'm in the process of buying land. It's crazy to me to even think that I'm in this position now, but I actually made it right around 2 years. Okay? So maybe that can give some of you Scorpios out there some hope who are going through difficult times in your life. And it doesn't even have to be exactly what I've been through. What I went through was very extreme. There's so much more, but in its simplest form. But that should be enough information for you to know that if you follow that higher guidance, Scorpios, you're going to make it. I promise you. What do we have the crown for Scorpio, please? There's going to be a perfect card to follow up what I just said, Scorpio. It would be the Magician. Gemini, Virgo energy, Nethea, the generous god. Spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. And here you are, Scorpio, realizing your potential, how powerful you really are, and turning all of your visions into reality, just like I told you I did. Telling you, Scorpios, you all have access to this divine knowledge. Doesn't take a mad scientist. All it takes is you truly empowering yourself, loving yourself, and seeing how special you really are, and understanding how much you are truly needed. But even then, Scorpios, if you start to understand that you are needed inside the universe and this collective, you will never ever know just how much you are truly needed and appreciated, because it's far beyond your imagination can even comprehend. Scorpios, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, all that information can be found in the description below. And thank you for your donation, Scorpio. Take care.